The Minnesota Wild podcast is presented exclusively by Acrisure.
Wild and Flyers, a good one here on a matinee in St. Paul. Kevin Falness with Zach Bogosian. Fun first period there, Zach. Let's talk about two of the highlights from that period. The goal set up by you and Johnny Merrill, finished off by Kirill Kaprizov. Is there such a thing as an impossible angle for number 97?
Oh, I mean, he's a special player, obviously. Really fun to watch the way he's really taken on the leadership role and just keeps elevating his game for our group. So, he's the driver of the bus, and, we're lucky to have him. Goaltending
has been a great thing for this team, no matter who's between the pipes. The save by Marc-Andre Fleury, though, early on in this first period, talk about vintage Flower. He robbed Konechny, and he got that leather on it. What did you see from your side?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they made a nice play there. The guy had the puck in the middle and slid it wide. Flower dives across and makes a great save. So nothing that we haven't seen from him before. Nothing surprising there. But it was a fun moment.
It's been next man up mentality all season long for this squad. But you get a couple of bodies back in the lineup tonight. Matt Zuccarello up front. But how about the return of Jonas Brodin, a sight for sore eyes?
Yeah, obviously two huge parts of our team. We've missed them. I thought a lot of guys have stepped up in their absence during that run, but it's always good to see 25 and 36 get back.
Bogo, good start to the game. Go get him in the second period.
Thank you.
There you go. Wild defenseman Zach Bogosian for joining us in the intermission. We'll get him a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. Wild lead the Flyers 1-0 after one period of play. Kirill Kaprizov with his 19th of the year from Merrill and Bogosian. 14-18 of the first. That's the difference of this hockey game. 1-0 after one period. When we continue, we've got Tom Reid's hotline. Get those questions in now. Add your name, where you're texting from, send it into 64686. We're giving away a pair of tickets to see the Wild and Golden Knights tomorrow in St. Paul. You could be a lucky winner, but only if you participate. That's next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by XL.
It's time for Tom Reid's Hotline. Text in your comments or questions to 64686. You could win fabulous prizes, including dinner at Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub or Wild tickets to a future game. And now, Tom Reid's Hotline.
1-0, the Wild lead the Flyers after one period of play in St. Paul. Good hockey game, good matinee. Tom Reid enjoying the festivities up there in the Al Shaver press box. I very much enjoyed my conversation with Zach Bogosian, Tom, and he was just like with you. There is no such thing as an impossible angle, apparently, for Kirill Kaprizov.
And I think he's absolutely right. I mean, but it comes with practice. You watch him at the practices. Kevin, he does it every practice. He goes out and he'll just shoot there. He'll have guys feed it to him, and he just does not miss. I mean, it's amazing. The skill level of the players today is amazing.
There's no doubt. How about the save by Marc-Andre Fleury, too, on Konechny? And then his reaction afterwards, just a big smile right in the face of Konechny going, got you this time.
And that's why they love him. He is so, he's so gracious to the opposition, too. You don't see him. Bennigan is the only guy I think that from St. Louis, the only guy I think that really challenged him to a fight. But Marc-Andre Fleury is just one of those guys you love to be around. He's great in the locker room. He's even better on the ice.
All right, let's get to these questions here, and we'll start with this one from Rick H. Since the last time we chatted, Tom, we know that Jake Middleton went down with injury, and the Wild go to the waiver wire and bring in Travis Dermott from the Edmonton Oilers. What's he bring to the team, asks Rick H.
I think he brings, obviously, some experience, some depth to this hockey club also, and it's not easy. You're trying to find high-end players. You need a left-handed shot, too, and that was really an important part of it. And even Mike Russo said that on the other game when we were talking. He said they need to get a left-handed shot ASAP. Well, they did that night. He was absolutely right. So, but he brings some experience out there also, and more of a defenseman. He's not going to get you a lot of points and things like that. But right now, you need help in your own zone, and we can see that right even in this game tonight. Minnesota's a little bit lax in behind their own blue line, but hopefully that'll change over the next period.
This one comes in from the 952 area code. Tom, what do we know about the Jake Middleton injury? How long do we expect him to be out of the lineup?
Kevin, I don't have any idea. We know it's a hand injury of some type, but we don't know the extent of the hand injury, and we don't know if it's going to be 2 weeks. We don't know if it's going to be a month. I think they have to evaluate this, and I'm sure they're looking at every possible scenario as to what they can do. But it's a huge loss for Minnesota. He has been so good with his hockey club, and he at the time of the injury, he was leading the league in the plus 22 I mean, that's amazing. And he's one of those guys that just loves to play. He just wants to be a part of the team. But because he's on the long-term injury list, that means he has to sit at least 10 games or 24 days, whichever is the longest. So I have to count the days before he can get back in there, if he's able to get back in by then. I don't know if there's surgery connected with it or not. That's what I have to wait for the management to tell us that.
Remains to be seen. Here's a fun one from Elaine. Well, not fun when I tell you what the question is, but it's from a fun location. Elaine is on the beach in Baja, California. Wouldn't you like to change places with Elaine? No matter how much you like hockey, how would you like to be on the beach right now in California, Tom?
Well, is there any fires or earthquakes going on? Otherwise, I'll stay right
mudslides,
here.
sharks, eels, they got it all. But anyway, the question from Elaine is, Tom, have you ever broken a bone blocking a shot? I bet back in the day, you, as a defenseman, you got in front of a few blasts.
Yeah, I broke toes. I think the most serious one I had was when I got hit in the side of the head I went down to block a slap shot, and the guy shot wide of the net where my head was. And I think I told the story before that hit me in the side there and broke the jaw in 2 places and broke the orbital bone and the cheekbone and a few stitches, but they had to wire me shut. So I was wired for 6 weeks where I just could eat, food
String
that had
peas,
pureed liquid, and
applesauce.
And I missed one game. That's all I missed.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, in those days, if your legs are working, you're playing.
Yeah, and you don't get paid unless you play. So, yeah, I think you guys made it a point to get out there. I very much look forward to your conversation with Lou Nanny in the second intermission. I know you're going to talk a lot about the World Juniors, but maybe you can bring up the fact that he removed a handful of your teeth for you again with that cross-check.
He's colorblind. I'm sure he is. That was in Pittsburgh. That's another story.
It is. This one from the 612 area code. Tom, your favorite for the upcoming Four Nations Cup. It's incredible. That's right around the corner, really. You get past the Christmas holiday and the New Year, and then that Four Nations Cup is going to be on our table.
Yeah, and I've been looking at the different teams and so on, and Canada looks to be the best, then followed by the U.S., followed by Sweden, followed by Finland in those four. It's going to be exciting. And Minnesota's got a number of players, of course, who are going to be a part of that, which is great. I mean, you got Faber's going to be there. You got Jules Eriksson Ek will be there, and Brodin and Gustafsson all representing Sweden, those 3 guys. And, of course, you've got John Hines, the assistant coach, and Billy Guerin, who's a GM. So Minnesota is well represented on that squad.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Also fun when we talk to the guys in the intermission and the postgame. We give them a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. The question from the 612 area code is, Tom, they give away these gift certificates all the time for joining the show. Have you ever seen the players come down to the pub there in St. Paul and enjoy a meal?
I think they sell them. I'm not sure. I think they sell them. No. Yeah, we've had a few players come in, but not very often. They like to do it when there's nobody around, which is fine. But yeah, they pass them off to their families, their friends, and whatnot. But they you know what? They've never said no to you, Kevin. So that's a good sign.
That's exactly right. One of my favorite memories. I don't know if you remember this. This was a long time ago. They called it the Fuzzy Foreigners. We did a Hockey Unplugged with a bunch of Wild players down at Tom Reid's. Jamie McLennan was basically the moderator, and he had like 5 or 6 guys that didn't speak English, like a Lubomir Sekarash. I can't remember who, Ladislav Benasek. I mean, just awesome names, but I remember them all in a line there at your pub there, and we fired some questions out. We've done some pretty fun things down there.
Yes, we certainly have over the years. It's been great.
All right, Tom, thank you.
Thank you.
That is Tom Reid upstairs in the Al Shaver press box. We will give away a pair of tickets to see the Wild and Golden Knights tomorrow. We'll give those away at random, and I'll hit you up with a text. If you don't win, you can come down here. Scattered seats are available. Wild.com/hockey tickets. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by XL Energy. Kaprizov with his 19th of the year from Merrill and Bogosian at the 14-18 mark. That's the difference of this hockey game. Marc-Andre Fleury in goal, stopped all 8 shots. He faced the Wild 0 for 1 on the power play. The Flyers are 0 for 2. The second is next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by XL Energy.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.